Alright guys, here we're going to be looking at our how to create a presentation mode of our Automoblox vehicle, which is what we refer to as our exploded view, and it's what you guys need to put onto your drawing sheets. So we have this drawing sheet already kind of set up, and we want to now put on the exploded view. So we have to create that by going to File. We want to go to New, and we want to go to Presentation. Once we have the presentation file opened up, we want the assembly that we want. So here's our full car assembly. Click Open. And now we have that open here. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of orientate this to what we would want. Oops, just to show you guys. There we go. That's how we kind of want this, our base orientation to be. And we can actually go ahead and reconfigure this right now. If I right click on here, I go ahead and reset home, fit the view. So now I've already reset that now, and then this will technically then be my front view. So I'm going to set current view as front. Okay, so now when I hit home, that's there, hit front, that's there. So it allows me to now easily get back to this viewpoint as I'm working with this. So now to go ahead and we want to start exploding this. So to do that, we use what's called tweak components. And I want to be able to see my different components and what's going on. So if I expand the tree over here in T9, I have all the different components here. Now I can highlight, and you guys can see how as I highlight over different parts, they become highlighted on the screen to the right. The problem is some of these connector pieces I can't see because they're inside the car. So what I like to do is I like to go to my view, my visual style, and I go to a wireframe. And when you're in wireframe now, you can see how you can see all the different pieces there. So that helps us kind of see the things that are hidden inside. So the first thing I wanted to do is I want to tweak components, and I wanted to do that first sub-assembly that we did. So I'm going to do that by keeping all of our components together and moving them at once. That pretty much limits us or allows us so we don't have to move all different components numerous times. So to do that, I want to make sure I have the right wheel selected. So I want that wheel there. And then I want that wheel there. Okay, and then if some of you guys may have the different parts of the wheel selected in there, so you might need to do that. So I went ahead and did that there. Now we want the front, T9 front, so control, click that. And then I also want the connector block that's inside here. So I have to figure out which connector piece that is. So that's connector 1, that's connector 2. I don't want either of those. I want 2-block socket, there's a 1-block socket, passenger section. There you go, there's a 2-block socket I want. So control 2-block socket 2. So now I have that all selected there. And then I go back up here to presentation. And I go, I'm going to turn this so we can see it. Oh, there we go. And hit tweak components. And then I want to tweak these components. And you guys see how this arrow already popped up here? Okay. Now notice none of these are actually straight. Okay. This is pointing down slightly. If we turn this, you can see how that's pointing down slightly. That one's pointed at an angle there, things so on and so forth. So we want to kind of get that changed and that corrected. So to do that, we need to go into, we look at these parts right through there that are going to help us. So you have we had different points there. So we go to locate. I want to pick a point here that I can get a straight on. So if you guys see that, that allows that kind of that line there. If I click that, now we get a new set of arrows. So if I look at those new set of arrows, I have one that's going straight back, which is what we want, either straight back or straight forward. So I go back to that, I click that arrow now. Okay, I'm going to set a distance here, and I'm going to go negative because I want to go opposite this arrow. I'm going to go 5 to start with, to show you guys how far that goes. And then if you notice also, what did I forget here? I forgot my axles. So I'm actually going to go back through here. I'm going to exit that, and I need to go back through and select all this again, so I can get my axles selected. Can't believe I forgot those. There you go. So now you can see how I have axles selected there as well. Now I go back to tweak components. This time it gave me an arrow there. Okay, so that would be good. It's straight back. Otherwise, once I'm going to hit locate, and pick a point to get a straight arrow. So I'm going to use that arrow that it gave me this time. And I'm going to go -5 to show you guys what that looks like. So it's pulling it all the way out. So if I go ahead and go -3, that's probably the reasonable area there. And I can hit the green check mark. And that will then give me that part there. And now I want to do the same thing back here. So I'm going to go my front view here. I'm going to go ahead and use the selection tool there. And I got a little too much, so I don't want to, let's not do that. That could work for you sometimes if you have multiple parts in the same area. Here I'm just going to hold the control key and just going through, looking at the highlighted parts as I go over. There's my bed, so I want that. I want that axle and that axle. And now I just need that connector piece in there again, which is going to be the 2-block socket there, 1-block socket there, 2 blocks up front, 1 block back there. That's what I want. So those are all my pieces now. So using the control key, I selected all those, got them all highlighted. Go ahead and go back to my front view. I want to go tweak components again. Once again, now you see how my arrows are all, none of them are straight. So if I turn this, I want to go to locate. And just want to pick a point on here. Doesn't matter really. Any of the points that allow me to go off of it. So if I hit that point there, now you see how I have a straight line there. So I plus that. Now once again, if I go straight numbers, you can go the direction of the arrow. So I want to go opposite arrow. So I'm going to go -3. And that shoots it back. So we're good there. Hit the green check mark. And then hit home. And now you guys can see how I have that there. So I would continue doing this for all my pieces and getting them all separated out. So I'll show you this one right here. Tweak component. I want to go that direction. I'm going to go 1.5. Notice I didn't do negative this time because the arrow was pointing out already. So that's that piece there. Okay. Turn to the back side here. To that piece right there. Okay. I want to tweak component there. I'm going to go use that arrow there. Now I want negative for this one because the arrow is pointing opposite direction. 1.5. Okay, I'm using 1.5, so that's a half of what I did for this cassette here. So it kind of puts that connector piece right in the middle. I'm going to go back up to my view. I'm going to go to visual style. I'm going to go back to realistic, so I can kind of see what I'm doing here now again. So you can see how we've started separating all these parts out. I'm going to go ahead and do the windshield. So click on that. Back up here to presentation, tweak component. I want to go straight up with the windshield. Okay. At this point, we got to decide kind of where we want to go. I'm going to try 2 inches. See what that looks like. Probably not quite far enough. So let's go 2.5. Okay. Still connected. You kind of like to get it to where you don't have any overlap. Oops, there we go. In the part. So there you can see how we have some slight gap there. Maybe even 3.5. Just give us plenty of space there. So we're good there. So that helps. So it's up to you guys, kind of how you guys want that there. Then lastly, okay, green check mark. Get that finished up. Press enter. There we go. And then lastly, you want to go through and you want to do each of the wheels. So I'm going to press that whole wheel there plus the tire. So if you look at it, and here we have 2 different sections here that make up that subassembly of the wheel. So I want both of those selected. So tweak components, got both of those selected. I want to go to locate. Oh, there we go. That's the arrow I want right there. Okay, I want to go negative 1.5. See where that puts me. Kind of there. Notice how it shot me down at an angle as well. I see that, so it's not the arrow I want. So let's try doing that again. Tweak components. That. And oops, that. Okay. Let's go to locate. And let's grab a point. That will be good for us. There we go. There's that arrow. 1.5. Once again. There we go. Yeah, it's straight out. So we're good there. 1.5. And that's why I like to zoom out just so I can kind of see, make sure it looks like how I want it. And then you guys can press the check mark once you get it how you want it. Okay. And then now I just want to do just the tire itself. So tweak component. radius of the tire. Now I'm going to go 1 inch there. I want to go negative 1 inch though. Okay, and then let's go 1.5 just to give me some space there. So now you guys see how I have that tire there. So I'll go ahead and do that for each of the tires as well. We'll get those all done. Give us enough space there. So that's how you guys will tweak all that and everything saved there. And then you want to go ahead and take this assembly. You want to place it onto your drawing sheet. Okay, to do that, you hit Create Drawing View. Okay, you must save it. So click OK. I'm going to go ahead and want to save this as T9 exported view. Hit save. Okay, go ahead and click OK to that. Okay. Okay, standard drawing sheet. And then there we go. So there's that right there for us. So, so at this point, we would go ahead and we have everything placed on here. Let's get this turned how we want it. So remember, if I change my home view so I can get that position how I want it there, I'm going to go ahead and rescale this. 2 to 1's a little big. Let's go 1 to 1 so it looks a little better. So click OK. Get it positioned how I want it. Now I want it shaded as well, so I'm going to edit view, add shading, click OK. And then at this point I go ahead and I'm going to put in my my other assembly there, things like that. So I go base. Okay, I want to find my T9 assembly of my car by itself, which is right there. Okay, move this out of the way so I can see it. So it's right here. I want that view of it. Okay, I'm going to go scale 1 to 1. Click OK. Okay, I'm going to put that right there. That works actually, right kind of where it's at. Back to edit view. I forgot to have it shaded again. Okay, so that's there. So now I want to go ahead and I want to go base, and I want to change this, and I want to each of my sub-assemblies now. So sub-assembly 1, there we go. Hit open. Okay, that's on here. I'm going to go shaded. Okay, it's at 2 to 1. Let's just go back to 1 to 1. Let's get it projected how I want it at the angle. Click OK. And then it's now at that point, move this a little bit out of the way. I would put the other 2 sub-assemblies here as well. And this is what you guys will have. Remember, you'll have each of these tires exploded as well. And I'll have a copy on my on the canvas for you guys to see what everything's supposed to look at. And don't forget to put your project down here for your Automoblox. So that is how you guys will create this.